If you like the likes of Celeste or Super Meat Boy, then you are gonna like this one. Look, there's no messing around with Rite. This single player 2D platformer gets you into the action really quickly and just keeps chucking level after level at you, each offering up an increasingly more precise challenge than the last. Folks who've played the likes of Celeste or Super Meat Boy will be more than comfortable here. There's just over 150 levels for you to chew through, and each one tasks you with collecting little pieces of gold and one big key, which opens up the door to the next test. Now, there's 20 of those gold pieces in each level, and whilst collecting them initially isn't like essential to progress, any completionist will be sure to want to put in the kind of extra bit of effort to grab them all, to ensure they see that everything this precision platformer has to offer. When it comes to platform titles like this, in which kind of like pinpoint accuracy is required, then having controls that afford such meticulous movement is essential, and thankfully Rite nails it, with an admittedly simple but solid and polished control scheme. Moving your twitchy character around each trial feels responsive, fluid, precise, and like ultimately fair. If you mess up, it's on you. But as for that control scheme, you have two moves at your disposal, a jump and a wall jump. It's really simple. There's no dash or double jump here, and it may well have been interesting to see such moves introduced, but there is something about this kind of pared back, uncomplicated approach to your inputs that I appreciated. Rite takes an accessible and manageable control scheme and tests what you can do with it, within those limits, and it really works. The early levels, as you'd expect, act as something of a tutorial, warming you up for the challenge that lies ahead, and things do kind of ramp up fairly quickly, as you'll soon find yourself kind of like jumping over nasty looking spikes, dodging swinging axes, and kind of working your way around numerous saw blades. One hit results in like an instant death, and well, you'll die a lot. Later levels will see you retrying a dozen or so times before succeeding, which, if you're familiar with precision twitch platformers like this, then you'll know that's the norm, and that's fine. However, I'll note that I had a small gripe that I kind of found like mildly annoying, and that was the death animation. It's quick enough, but I just kind of wish it was a touch quicker still, as when you're kind of dying time and time again, the quicker you can kind of get back into retrying, the better. I do want to stress though that this is a minor thing. I'm talking like milliseconds of irritation. But going through a level and collecting all the gold pieces and doing so in a record time is super satisfying. I think this game would lend itself really well actually to speedrunning, as I kind of found myself wanting to improve my level times, kind of shaving off a few seconds here and there a few times. It has that kind of compelling, snappy feel to it. Overall, this is an honest and straightforward enough proposition, but one that is kind of on the whole fun, tricky, and ultimately enjoyable. It really nails the basics and then kind of builds upon that and improves it further with well-designed levels, lovely animation, a well-matched soundtrack actually, a brutal late-game challenge, and a kind of pixel art style that looks the part with a kind of solid theme throughout of it, you know? Rite is a well-crafted but uncomplicated precision platformer. It wastes no time and offers up a demanding challenge, all with an affordable price tag too. It's an impressive offering for a solo developer. There's a lot to like here.